Is everyone ready? 3, 2, 1, woo! It's a new year, new me. But for a second, think back. You said the same thing last year, and what changed?
Well, I watched 500 hours of TikTok. Get out!
Chances are you plan a goal, maybe to get jacked or rich, but you're still unfit and living off ramen.
I want one Lambo, lose 200 pounds and love.
Well, how can we really achieve this? In this video, I'll build you from lazy, hungry, and broke to a level 100 grinder. There's only 5 steps, so please give me 8 minutes of your time. Step 1, we gotta plan your goals first. Think in your head, what do I want to get? Money, health, or maybe girls? I mean, girls are cool. Write these goals down and be realistic.
I will be Goku.
As long as you implement what I say in this video, your goals are very possible. So just lock in for 8 minutes. Meet John, an average guy trying these 5 steps. He has average qualities, scrolls his phone for hours, isn't productive, and is unhealthy. So he created his list, wants 5 friends, money, and to be healthy. Now, what's really stopping John from achieving this? Every year he's planned out goals, but it just doesn't happen. Do you relate to John? No matter how hard you try, you end up failing. Well, John is joining us, so you can copy what he does. After writing our goals, we have to actually act on them. And I'm not here to give you motivation. Just stop being lazy, it's in your head. You've probably heard that many times. I'll give you a long-term plan proven by science. A study actually tested motivation on 248 people to build better exercise habits. There were 3 groups. First being the control group. They were just asked how much they exercised. Second being the motivation group. Not only were they asked to track their workouts, but also given a full presentation on the benefits of exercise to make them more motivated. The last group was given a plan, but also the same motivation from before. I'll discuss the plan later in the video. Surprisingly, the first and second groups had the same impact, with 35 to 38% of people exercising. However, in the third group, a shocking 91% of people exercised. What's this plan that changed everything? Before showing the plan, we need to fix your habits, as they work together. A habit is a routine performed regularly. And to get jacked, healthy, or any other goal, you need to grind daily. If you are human, you'll have unproductive habits. Are any animals watching? These habits could be gaming, overeating, etc. A study done on cats changed how scientists view habits. In 1898, a man named Edward Thorndike made an escape room and timed the cat's trials. At the end, there'd be a reward of food, and cats love food. After many trials of the same puzzle, do you think they got quicker? At first, they were tripping and thought they were trapped. Once they learned to escape, their times decreased by 90% over time. They literally enter and speedrun the exit. Can you see the correlation? Just like the cat, we start a habit unprepared and unrewarded. Maybe you just started the gym and don't have a workout plan, or are embarrassed to even drive there. Rewards will keep us coming back, like for some the thrill of video games. For others, the feeling of lighting a cigarette. And once we create the habit, it becomes addicting. For example, remember John? Well, he loves overeating junk food as it tastes good.
Yum, these donuts are good.
Get out! But realistically, John won't quit donuts as he's addicted to the reward. He needs a better habit and environment.
These are fire.
If you've learned something so far, please subscribe. I want you to become awesome. Psychologist B.F. Skinner said human behavior is influenced by the environment and not some internal force or thought. So how do we change our environment? A study done on rats, yep, another animal, tested how they'd respond to the drug morphine. Bro, we have rats getting high, we're cooked. This is gas. They built an area and isolated rats, alone from others, being trapped in tiny cages with a choice of water or drugs. What do you think happened? The rats were in a little cage with no socialization, just a bottle of water and drugs. Well, most overdosed and some died from starvation. The professor kept experimenting though. What if he gave them a better environment? So he built an area called Rat Park, with running wheels, other rats, and just a dream life. Bro, I wish I could go there. It's the same access to drugs, just more distractions. Do you think the rats changed? Sure, some rats still overdosed, but researchers found up to a 20x drug decrease. So when rats were alone, they got high. Just like us for real. The professor wrote a note concluding, our rats consumed much more morphine when they were isolated. Is there a sense in which people who become addicted actually feel caged? Maybe you can relate, feeling caged, in your old habits without escape. In John's world, his environment is filled with snacks, so he eats the snacks. His habits feel like a shark cage, constantly surrounded by relapsed sharks. Weird analogy. Maybe your environment tempts you as well.
Come on, man, give me a smoke. I'm
on the TV, come watch me.
To make a better area, the snack's gotta go. When you get the craving, it's easy access to the reward. Within seconds, your body could act on its own, giving into temptation. Weeks after removing snacks, John is losing weight now, gaining a shocking 20% of his goal. We've stopped his bad habit, but he's still hella lazy.
This TV show is fire.
Step 3 is starting the grind. Just like David Goggins said, I don't stop when I'm tired, I stop when I'm done. Then he runs 3 marathons.
Don't stop.
Yeah, I'd probably die. So instead of 3 marathons, let's start smaller.
But isn't bigger always better?
Pause. For 100 years, British cycling was the same until 2003. A new performance director was hired, but he was different. His mindset focused on the aggregation of marginal gains and improving 1% in everything.
That's interesting.
The team began making small changes in bike seats, as you'd expect, but even things like massage gels for recovery. Who would ever think of that? Stacking enough improvements paid off 5 years later, as the team won 60% of the Olympic gold medals. 4 years after that, raising the bar, setting 9 Olympic records and 7 world records. In our own life, we can make small improvements to get big results, to reach your goals in fitness, health, riches, or whatever you dream. Everyone focuses on becoming jacked in a month, but great things take time. If you improved 1% every day, you'd literally be 37 times better in a year.
Well, that doesn't add up.
Like compounding it. Be quiet, John. However, if you degraded 1% every day, in a year you'd be basically at 0. Over a few weeks, John locked in and reached 40% of his goal. However, 2 weeks, he stopped going. What happened? You've probably quit many times before, even when things were going well.
I get it. Get to the point.
The point is, we need to build a system, which is step 4. Let's go back to that plan mentioned earlier. 91% of people exercise with a plan versus 35 to 38%. What did they do? Participants filled out a sentence writing, during the next week, I'll partake in 20 minutes of exercise at date, time, place. It's scary to let yourself down, so most people didn't, especially if they wanted it badly. But sadly, many fell out of the habit for one reason. They were lazy.
You're lying. I was lazy too.
They were unfit.
Me too, but I changed.
Yeah, you changed. Wait, that makes sense now. The final step. Before, John was a lazy, dare I say, fat guy, and now he's jacked and productive. He had to change as a person. In the study before, the participants only went because they felt forced to. However, if you create a new identity, it would become a habit. If you are known for showing up on time, it's part of who you are. At the start, John was known as a lazy guy and accepted it. He'd eat junk food and didn't go outside. If you want to change your results, become the person that's social, athletic, hardworking, etc. Then everything can change next year and look back just like John. Level 100, jacked and hardworking. Woo! What a great year! If you enjoyed, please subscribe and watch another banger.